Meta is finally going to stop forcing your Threads posts onto Facebook. A commercial space plane capable of orbital flight is ready for NASA testing. And Uber and Lyft have to compensate New York drivers. It's Friday, November 3rd, and this is Engadget Today, the latest tech news with a touch of tranquility for your morning. It looks like Meta may be pumping the brakes on one of its more aggressive and unpopular growth hacking tactics for Threads. The company appears to be working on a new privacy setting so Threads users can opt out of having their posts cross-posted to Facebook and Instagram feeds. The feature comes barely a week after the company acknowledged that it was promoting users' Threads posts in Facebook feeds in an effort to boost Threads. While Meta has used similar tactics to promote its other apps in the past, the move has been widely unpopular among Threads users, many of whom are not active on Facebook and see the promotions as an intrusive overreach. Meta said last week it was listening to feedback in response to user complaints about not being able to opt out. Notably, it appears as if Meta still intends to automatically enable cross-posting as a default setting. The back and forth over the feature comes as Meta has steadily ramped up its efforts to boost Threads' growth. The Twitter clone has been growing again in recent weeks and currently has about 100 million monthly users. Mark Zuckerberg recently said he sees a path for the app to become Meta's next billion-user service. But in order to reach that many people, the company will need to lean hard on its other apps to attract new signups. NASA will soon start testing the world's first commercial spaceplane capable of orbital flight, which will eventually be used to resupply the International Space Station. The agency is set to take delivery of Sierra Space's first Dream Chaser, which should provide an alternative to SpaceX spacecraft for trips to the ISS. In the coming weeks, the spaceplane will make its way to a NASA test site in Ohio. The agency will put the vehicle, which has been named Tenacity, through its paces for between 1 and 3 months to ensure Tenacity can survive the rigors of a rocket launch. NASA engineers, along with government and contractor teams, are running tests to make sure it's safe for Tenacity to approach the ISS. If all goes well, Tenacity is scheduled to make its first trip to space in April on the second flight of United Launch Alliance's Vulcan rocket. Now, that rocket has yet to make its own first test flight, which is currently expected to happen in December. However, given how things tend to go with spaceflight, delays are always a possibility on both fronts. The Dream Chaser can apparently bring cargo back to Earth at fewer than 1.5 Gs, which is important to help protect sensitive payloads. Sierra plans for its Dream Chaser fleet to eventually be capable of taking humans to low Earth orbit. Uber and Lyft have agreed to pay a combined $328 million in settlements following a wage theft investigation by the New York Attorney General's office. According to New York Attorney General Letitia James, the company's policies systematically cheated their drivers out of hundreds of millions of dollars in pay and benefits. They'll both now have to pay settlement funds to more than 100,000 current and former drivers in New York, and offer both minimum hourly pay rates and paid sick leave. In the two settlements, Uber has to pay $290 million, while Lyft must pay $38 million. The AG's office found both Uber and Lyft shortchanged drivers by deducting sales taxes from drivers' commissions that should have been paid by riders between 2014 and 2017. They also did not offer paid sick leave. As a result of the settlement, drivers outside of New York City will be guaranteed an earnings floor of $26 per hour and will earn 1 hour of sick pay for every 30 hours worked, capped at 56 hours per year. Drivers can put in a claim for their share of the settlement on the New York Attorney General's website. The companies will also be required to update their apps to improve the process for putting in sick leave requests and provide support for pay-related questions. Plus, earning statements for drivers, which explain their compensation in detail. Thanks for listening. If you have a moment, rate and subscribe wherever you listen. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributors Carissa Bell, Chris Holt, and Cheyenne McDonald, and was produced by Spoken Layer. Enjoy the rest of your day, and as a reminder, you can listen to The Future later today on Engadget Tomorrow.